guys, welcome back to Art of Driving. In this video, as you can see, we're going to be talking about the 2019 Ford Edge ST. Thanks to Wayscarf Ford for allowing me to look at this 2019 Ford Edge ST. Just shout out personally to Jesus Rivera, the salesman that I was in contact with. And this dealership is located in Auburn, Washington. So if you're ever in the Auburn, Washington area, please go see Jesus at Wayscarf Ford. So we're going to begin with the exterior looks of this vehicle. In my opinion, the styling of this vehicle is very menacing, very aggressive, and sporty at the same time, and also beautiful. You can see when you look in the front end of this vehicle that it has the similar aggressive sport grille that you would see on the other Ford product lineups, like the ST Ford Focus or the Ford Taurus SHO. And as you can see down at the bottom of the arrow, at the design of the arrow at the bottom of the bumper, is very familiar. It's something that we've saw on the Ford Focus RS, something that we've seen in the Ford Mustang lineup, and something that looks like we're going to continue to see in the ST lineup of vehicles. And in my opinion, that looks great. Now, diving deeper behind the grille, if you look, there's actually functional grille vents that open and close to help gas mileage. Speaking on gas mileage, this thing has 21 miles per gallon combined, 19 in the city and 26 on a highway, which is phenomenal amount of gas mileage when you consider the weight of this vehicle, the size of this vehicle, and also just everything this vehicle can do as far as in the sporty department. So under the hood of the 2019 Ford Edge ST, we have a 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6. For those of you that doesn't understand EcoBoost, when it's a V6 EcoBoost, it's twin turbo. So this engine is actually a twin turbocharged engine. The horsepower and the torque I will actually put underneath here. I don't know off the top of my head, but I could tell you from what I've read that this makes more power than the previous V6 Ford Edge. And just by looking at this engine, it looks like it's a very, very potent engine, and that this thing will easily be tuned by tuners to come. For those guys who like to tune their cars like me, hey, the Ford Edge has your back with the EcoBoost. Moving over to the side of the vehicle as we follow along, we could see how Ford have designed the lines of the vehicle to be very, very functional. How everything wraps around the brand new LED headlights, down to the fog lights, and around the beautiful black gloss wheels that comes equipped on this model. And the paint job on this thing is very beautiful. This one is a white, I think they call it white Trimet color. I will correct myself later if I'm wrong. But looking at the design of just the color and how they really focus on just the color scheme staying very sporty, with everything being black accented with gloss black or matte black, with the black wheels, and you got the arrow, the aggressive arrow around the doors. Very, very beautiful. Moving on to the back, here we have what you will see in most crossovers, just a big rear end. The rear end is still a sporty rear end. If you was behind this vehicle, you would definitely think that is something different about this vehicle just by looking at it, because of the color scheme that they decided to focus on this overall vehicle. Focusing down on the tailpipes that we see in camera are actually fake, but nonetheless, it still looks great. As you can see, this vehicle comes equipped with a tow hitch here. Um, the towing capacity I would put down in a video. I don't know off the top of my head right now. But this thing is purposeful. This thing is designed for the guys who kind of have to leave their focus, but have to get something a little more family oriented. So they go into the crossover era, where you get it into all-wheel drive, something that's safe for the family but still sporty. Ford has your back with the Ford Edge ST. Okay, now let's go on the inside of the vehicle. The inside of this vehicle is no different than a lot of the Ford vehicles that you see in 2019. Better yet, 2018. The overall quality is what you expect from any Ford. You know, a decent quality of a vehicle here. Very beautiful design, I give it that. Doesn't matter if you're a Ford guy or not, or gal, you can appreciate a well-designed interior. All right, let's go ahead and sit inside. So the seats of the ST, they're good looking. The seats of the ST are very good looking. They have some bolsters, more bolsters than you would see in majority of crossovers or SUVs. So they welcome you to actually drive aggressively, sporty, enthusiastically, and just have fun and don't feel like you're gonna fall out. I like what it has going on in here with the. It's not really suede. I don't know what to call that, but it's really nice. It's really nice with some leather on the sides, and for majority of sport seats that have a design like that with leather on the sides and like cloth in the middle of anything that's not leather in the middle, it actually does a better job at holding you in place than it would if the entire seat was leather. So good job, Ford. So when you first get in and close the door, the gauge cluster lights up just like any other family sedan or family crossover Ford, and it does a good job. It looks good. I think it looks good. But steering wheel well designed, sporty. The steering wheel actually reminds me of what's already in the other Ford lineup vehicles like the Focus or the Taurus. So, um, you know, hey, you're either gonna like it or you're not. I happen to like the design, or rather the design in my car though. Okay, now let's go ahead and start this thing up, and we're gonna look at this gauge cluster. I mean, we're gonna look at everything, what makes this thing a ST. Okay, nothing new there. Oh, look at that. We got ST Ford Performance. Wow, actually looks pretty good. The resolution of that screen is actually beautiful. It's a beautiful resolution. And just like any other new Ford, you have just a sync system here, and is actually updated. I don't know much about the sync system. I don't have any Fords, but just by looking at it, it looks well. Okay, it's a little delayed there when I touch stuff. If you don't mind just touch screen, I don't see this being a problem with if you're buying this car. But for the people who may mind touchscreens, like I have touchscreen in my car, but I still would rather actual buttons than an actual touchscreen. So, but it still looks nice. It's a good touch for interior design to have touchscreens, especially modern day today. And the good thing about touchscreens is the more they add into the vehicles, the easier it is to make changes when new cars come out. So if everything is LCD and everything is run by computers and LCD, it makes it so much easier just to run some updates and maybe a couple hardware updates inside of the actual computer system of the LCD. So, hey, why not, right? So I'm inside the Ford Edge ST, and wow, I'm about to take this thing for a spin. I just put my iPhone 8 inside of this little cubby down here, and it's charging my phone immediately. The wireless charger is actually really good in this car. It's a lot better than other vehicles that I've actually driven and tried, like, but a lot of older vehicles. I mean, the last vehicle that I got in that had a wireless charger was a 2017 Tahoe. So, and that wireless charger was straight hot trash. It was straight hot trash. I'm just be honest. Okay. All right, I get it. I get it. I get what you're saying. All right. Computer's over here talking to me, telling me that my phone is not aligned. All right, I got it. I don't care about that. All right. So, we're about to give this thing a drive and see what makes this thing a ST. Okay? This thing has a rotary dial here to put into drive. And it looks like you have to press down in the middle of the rotary dial of the S, and that's going to put it into sport mode. Has leather wrapped with paddle shifters mounted on an actual steering wheel itself, and it actually looks well, feels good. Wow, the steering wheel heater actually works really fast and really good. Steering wheel is already hot, and I just started this thing. Okay, now that I got in the driving sport mode, I'm gonna take it for a quick spin, and we're gonna see how we like this thing. All right. So once again, this is a 2.7 liter V6 turbo, and it's mounted to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's nice that all of these vehicles are getting extra gears. It makes the cars better on fuel, and it makes them better in their power band by having more gears, which is awesome. Now, all right. So, one thing I noticed about driving this car is that driving normal is just like driving any other crossover, like the old Ford Edge. I'm pretty sure. I've never driven an old Ford Edge, but just by driving this vehicle, it's basically like driving any other vehicle. It's very calm. Even in sport mode, it's driving very calm, very compliant, very comfortable. Even though I'm hitting bumps and stuff out here on these bad roads, it's absorbing it very, very well. And steering, it doesn't feel too bad. It doesn't feel loose like you would an economy car, but it doesn't feel tight like, let's say, a Mustang GT or something like that. Feels good. Feels good. All right. So, turn here. This red light, and this thing comes with automatic start stop. I actually have it turned off. Has all-wheel drive, and let's just hit it. Okay. This thing puts the power down. This thing is you can definitely feel the weight of this vehicle. Like, if you was to compare this vehicle to an actual performance vehicle, like a Ford Focus ST or a Mustang GT, you would definitely be able to tell that this vehicle is a lot heavier than the Ford Focus ST or the Mustang GT. Like, this is a way heavier vehicle. When I just hit the throttle there, yeah, it took time for it to find the proper gear, but it got up there, even though You know, it's a V6 with this heavy weight that I'm pretty sure this vehicle weighs. Um, this thing has multiple ports, so it's very convenient for a family. It's comfortable, quiet. Oh yeah, and look at this roof up top. Like, then I would say about 80 to 90% of the roof is glass, and that's how big this glass is up top. This thing is massive, and not only that, it's treated so that even if the sun was out, the UV rays are not gonna beat on you and destroy you. You know, so this is it's very nice, very beautiful, and the view I can see out of this vehicle pretty well. I understand with a lot of hatchback or crossover SUVs that you have large blind spots when it comes to vehicles like these. But this vehicle, like, and basically, seeing out of this vehicle is not a challenge for me. Seeing out of this vehicle is very easy. The mirrors are very large, so it's easy to see what's on your left and what's to your right. Um, and I just feel safe in this car. I feel like I can drive this hard. You know, I feel like I can do things in this that I can't do in other SUVs. And is it a ST? Why wouldn't it be a ST? I guess it's different. This thing's different, you know, and I like different. We all like different. I mean, that's why I bought the Caliber SRT4 in the first place back in the day. You know, that's why I bought a Q50. It's different. So, all right. So I'm driving in sport mode and normal. Now I'm gonna hit my paddle shifters and see what happens. Look at that. It goes automatically to manual mode when you hit your paddle shifters. So I'm a downshift to get my RPMs right, risen. Hit it. Look at that. The shifts, okay. The shifts are decently quick. I wouldn't say the shifts are. Okay, I wouldn't say the shifts are Mustang 10 speed fast. I wouldn't say the shifts are Q50 Red Sport fast or any of the modern transmissions that are torque converted. It's not like that. But for what it is, which is a crossover with two turbos, it's fairly quick. It's fairly good. It picks up speed well, and it basically gives you that thrust that most people like to feel when they hit the throttle. So that's a good thing. Okay. Now, oh look, it downshifts really well. They're sharp, sporty downshifts, just the way I like it. Just the way I like it. Now, doing a pull from zero. Go now. Wow. Woo! Yes, this is good. Okay, that was a good one. That zero pull, that pull from 0 miles per hour, that was a good pull. Wow. This thing gets out of the hole pretty quick for how big it is. Wow, man. Ford did a good job engineering this thing. You know. Now, I could I could say that this vehicle is more nimble than, let's say, a Jeep SRT8, but I will not say that when it comes to just the sport feel when you hit the gas, you're not gonna get that same feeling in this car versus a Jeep SRT8. You know, I'm just using Jeep as an example because that's one of the only other SUVs that's really built for performance that I know of. I haven't driven any Range Rovers or Jaguars or any of those Lamborghinis or nothing, so I don't know how those feel, but I'm pretty sure those things are great. Um, this thing is good. This is this is a good car. This is a I keep calling it a car, but this is a good crossover. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Downshift. Downshift again. Hit it from the downshift. And it has great forced induction noises. Like it'll give you like that induction noise that resembles what the Ford Focuses do. Um, so yeah, wow. I did not expect this car. I did not expect this vehicle to feel as light as it does when you drive it fast. When you drive it fast, it feels a lot lighter than what it actually is. This is a heavy vehicle, but driving it hard, it feels a lot lighter, you know? Feels like a big car, if that makes sense. Doesn't feel like an SUV, feels like a big car. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you have something like this is a high center of gravity. This is still a crossover with a high center of gravity. So, if you're taking corners really hard in this thing, just don't think that it's gonna take the corner like a car would. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Like, this thing will not take a corner like a car, but this thing will take a corner better than a lot of crossovers. Definitely will. Wow. The steering on this thing is really nice. Um, it's light. It's light, and as you speed up, it kind of gradually gets heavier, but it's not sports car heavy. This the steering is quick. It's quick to respond, and it gives you that just that sense of what's that word I'm looking for? Of control, you know, you know. But yeah, this thing is nice. But as far as drive modes, oh, never mind. That's parallel park. No, I don't want to do that. How do I cancel that? Oh, whew. This thing was trying to parallel park for me. I did that all wrong. Okay. But all in all, this vehicle is it's a fun vehicle. I see this vehicle being a great alternative. You gonna go? Let's go. Wait on you, Grandma. Let's get it. Let's go, man. The worst thing about driving is other drivers. That's the worst thing about driving. Let me go around this person. Yeah, oh man. So, wow. It's amazing how the new vehicles, like the engineering of these new vehicles, they have like dual personalities. Where you can drive them normal, they'll drive like an everyday car would drive, unless the suspension is dialed very, very aggressively from the factory. But for most vehicles that have that dual personality, they're very soft, compliant, and easy to drive when you drive them normally. But when you put your foot down, yeah, it it still handles business. Wow, great job, Ford, great job. Now, when I get back to the shop, when I get back to the dealer, I'm gonna give my actual overall impressions of what I think of this vehicle. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Ford Edge ST is definitely a great vehicle. Um, if you're looking for a vehicle like this one, you will be very happy with it. It's very fast, it's very comfortable, it's very convenient, and it has everything that you would ever want in a vehicle that you would want to drive every day. For a normal car guy, tuner guy who has a big family and can't drive his race car every day, he would be very happy with the 2019 Ford Edge ST. The Ford Edge ST, um, it starts at, I just put it below where it starts at. Um, but my overall verdict of a vehicle like this is I see where America is going. I see how the crossovers are growing. Everybody's offering crossovers, crossover this, crossover that. You know, people even crossing over from male to female. Anyway, um, but I could see the trend, and the trend is not a terrible trend. When they continue to make vehicles better and better, when they continue to make crossovers better and better, I can't find anything to hate on as long as they do not take away our sports cars. But overall, this is a great vehicle. And if you like this video, make sure that you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel as I continue to reach out to review more vehicles that are coming. And not just review vehicles, but talk about my own projects, talk about my own videos, and my own DIYs, and just track events and overall experience in driving. I mean, the name of the channel is Art of Driving, so a lot of the things I like to do are driving related. So make sure you subscribe, and then we'll continue pushing forward from this. All right. Peace.